Good day. We have another live, and today's live is going to be kind of like a sharing circle style of a live. If you have any struggles with the raw vegan diet or with your relationship with food or your body image or anything like that, share in the chat. We're here to share and support each other, and I'm going to offer thoughts, or maybe we could brainstorm together if you have an issue, but hoping there's nothing in my teeth because we just came off a live where we were making wraps. And if you missed that live, you can watch it in the video section on my Instagram or on YouTube. Alcohol, vegan gal, can you expand a little bit on that? And we can talk a little bit about that. Nate made us waters. And yes, our wraps are all done, ready to go. My struggle is eating too high fat and nuts. That's a good struggle, yes. And do I have it? I'm wearing an apron. Okay, trouble stopping alcohol. Okay, let's discuss that. Number one, you have to ask yourself why you want to stop drinking alcohol. Number two, instead of focusing on stopping the habit that you're doing, focus instead on something new, your new habit. Because when we're so focused on stopping without having a different thing to do, it's really challenging because we don't have something to fall back on. So instead of focusing on that, focus on doing something different. Like instead of having alcohol, maybe you make a spritzer, or maybe you have something else that can help you. So, because you want to change the cue and you want to change the reasons why you're doing that. So you want to really dive deep and ask yourself why you continue to choose those things. And then at that point, when you discover why you want to change them, then you start to focus on the change itself. And you have to find a thing to do instead of, or consume instead of, the alcohol. And that should really help. And for the person who was asking about the high fats and nuts, if you are not eating enough calories from fruits, greens, vegetables, and sprouts, you're going to get them from fats. So that's the number one reason why people overeat fats and avocados and things, is because they're not eating enough of the other stuff. If you're eating a lot of fruit, and you're eating a lot of big salads, you can have a small amount of fats and you feel satiated because you're filling up on all the other stuff instead of focusing so much on the fats. So my first tip for you would be to start eating more calories from fresh fruit and greens and bigger salads. And you can still have a small amount of fats. Again, we're not about no fat here. We're about low fat. But if you're not consuming the calories from fruit and greens and veg, you're going to consume the calories from the fats. So make sure that you have more calories from the fruit, from the greens, and then be gentle with yourself. Recognize when you have something that is coming up where you want to have the fats, and really ask yourself, am I hungry? Have I eaten enough? Did I skip meals? Why am I craving these fats? And dive down deep inside yourself and ask yourself why and how you can change. What can you have instead? What could you lower the fat percentage and still consume a large amount of fruits and vegetables while still enjoying a small amount of fats? Because again, we're not about no fat here. We're about appropriate amounts of fats. So you can still have a little bit of fats and enjoy those with your greens, have bigger smoothies, snack on fruit as your snack. That's the one thing that people tend to do, is they will default to nuts for a snack because that's how society has us believe, have some nuts as a snack. The thing is, when you're doing that, you're consuming more calories from the nuts and less calories from the fruit and greens, which is what's really going to give you that energy, because we run on sugar, so we need the instant sugar. Another thing, if you're craving sweet, if you're craving chocolate bars or pastries or candy, typically that means you need fruit, instant fuel. If you're craving salty and savory, that typically means that you need some greens and some vegetables, because those are really high in minerals, and salt cravings tend to be for foods that have high minerals. So Focus on that. Do you drink hot tea? I've had hot tea on the occasion. Again, I'm not a purist. I just eat my raw food, and there's a couple ingredients here and there that may not be considered raw as law, but I'm not raw as law. I eat all raw, whatever. Like, I'm not into the labels. I eat smoothies for breakfast, salads for lunch, and then a raw creation for dinner. And if there's like a couple ingredients in there that aren't actually raw or what have you, like cashews, for example, are heated during the processing. Imported mangoes are heat dipped. So they're heated in the processing for transport so that we're not getting all kinds of critters when we import the mangoes. So that's what they do. So technically you could consider imported mangoes not raw. But again, we're not about dogma here. We're not about raw is law. We're about implementing positive, healthy habits into our life and having healthy relationships with food. So I have had tea randomly. I really like raspberry leaf tea to help tone the uterus, which I have one. So I like to have raspberry leaf tea. That's probably the only tea that I've had. And if I do have it, I'm not a tea person. I wish I was. And I've said this in multiple lives that I have always wanted to be a tea person, but every time I make tea, I don't drink it, or I let it get cold and then I don't want to drink it. So it's like, I haven't really ever been into the tea thing. So, I mean, I do have it once in a while, randomly. I will have that. So struggle finding healthy nut butters if they exist. Interesting. Make it yourself. That's the best solution. You can make them in a food processor if you blend it for an extended period of time. And we're talking like 10 plus minutes having the food processor on to blend the nut butter. So you could take your own raw nuts and blend it into a butter. Again, it takes a long time, sometimes even 15, I've heard even 20 minutes. But there is another machine, and I can't remember the name of it right now. It's like a nut milk machine, but you can make nut butters in it. And John Kohler brought his over. They're expensive, but it makes nut milks. And he brought his over, and we made coconut like butter in that. And it took maybe like 13 minutes, and it just blended for 13 minutes straight, and it turned into a butter. Because the longer you blend it, the more the oils release, and that's what makes it turn into a butter, is the releasing of the oils. So you could totally make your own in a food processor, but again, it's going to take like 15 minutes or so. Thank you. Appreciate the safe space you've created. Oh, you're welcome, vegan gal. And remember that you are worth it. You're worthy. You're loved. Your body is beautiful and it's amazing, and you're talented and wonderful. And you are able to do hard things, and you're able to build new habits. And I believe in you, and we all believe in you. We're all here to support you. And in whatever, everybody who's here, we're here to support you. And yes, it is challenging to change our habits. Van says, food allergies to tomatoes, nightshade, mango, get bad skin reactions when eating them. I've over time learned to love what I can eat. And I wonder, can I ever eat these again without reactions? This is an interesting one too. If it's histamine, you can actually reintroduce them. And I have heard multiple people working with food sensitivities. And it's quite amazing what they're doing. So again, this is totally just story, anecdotal, right? Don't take this as medical advice or whatever, but you can do a little research if you want. But people who have food sensitivities, as long as it's not like anaphylactic where you're gonna die, but they've been working with people like that. Like they have some kids, I've heard some stories where they have kids who will die if they come in contact with peanut, but they've been exposing the kids to like the most minuscule amount in a safe environment, and they've been able to overcome their peanut allergies. And this is rare, again. I don't know the name of the doctor who's been doing this, but there is somebody out there who is practicing with people who have food sensitivities. And I've also heard that some food sensitivities are due to trauma from our past. Now, a very interesting study that I was introduced to a long time ago, and I don't have access to it, so I don't have a link I can send you, but my homeopath way back in the day, I would say like 20 years ago, she told me that they did this study where people with split personality disorder, person A, we'll just give names, we'll give a name Sarah to person A. So if Sarah, when Sarah is Sarah, she has an allergy to peanuts. And when she eats peanuts, she has a severe reaction to them. But when her split personality changes and she becomes Chantel, and if she is Chantel and she's exposed to peanuts, she has zero reaction. So this study was really interesting, finding that some food sensitivities are actually stemming from trauma, because if character Sarah in the split personality, if she had a trauma when she was a kid, being bullied and eating a peanut butter sandwich, or maybe watching somebody get into an accident while eating a peanut butter sandwich, her body naturally reacts because it doesn't understand what's happening outside, but there's peanuts inside the body. So then her body would become reactive to peanuts. Whenever she would have a peanut, the body would react because it was consumed in a stressful situation. That's why it's so incredibly important to eat our food in a place of self-love, where when we do start to eat, we are happy, we are balanced. And if you're not, find a way to come into the moment with your food. That's why prayer and gratitude are so important before a meal, because it sets the mood and it brings you into that silent space where you can commune with your own food. And you're not eating it in a rush, in a state of stress or anything like that. It's really important to really find that peace within before you eat. It's really important. And our modern day, it's so stressed out. I've heard stories from the same homeopath who told me about that women who come from abusive relationships, they were studied in this one study. So women who are in abusive relationships where they are under stress, like day in, day out, they don't know if their partner is going to beat them or hurt them or what have you. These women tend to be allergic to everything. Like they can't have soy, they can't have wheat, they can't have, they're allergic to everything when they do a test. And it's not because they are actually allergic to those foods. It's that every time they eat those standard foods, right, the bread, wheat, all of the stuff that we eat every day, they're eating it in a constant state of fight or flight because they're under so much trauma and stress that the body doesn't understand, and it's reacting to the food. So that said, again, this is just exploration. It's just sharing some thoughts and some different perspectives and some possibilities, right? Because endless possibilities exist. If you start to include more nightshades in small amounts, like instead have one cherry tomato, and that's it, just one cherry tomato, and have the cherry tomato in a state of bliss. When you're listening to some peaceful music, after you've meditated, and you tell your body that this food is safe for you to eat. And again, I'm not telling you to do this, because if you do have a reaction, this is your prerogative. If you want to try it, it's up to you. But for some people who do the release of the trauma, if they eat the tomato in a safe space and they do it consistently and they train their body, eventually they're able to eat 2 cherry tomatoes. And it's just like the gut microbiome. You're challenging your body and you're putting your body in a safe place so that eventually you could be able to eat more. And I've heard stories of people being able to eat things that they have once been sensitive to, like mangoes, for example. If you're getting a skin reaction, it's probably histamine. And if you have histamine issues, I highly recommend following a doctor called Dr. Will Bulsiewicz. He has a book called Fiber Fueled. And he has 2 actually, Fiber Fueled and the Fiber Fueled Cookbook. The cookbook, if you're trying to do raw, obviously, it's all vegan. So you could, if you're eating cooked food, you could make some of his recipes. But the cookbook is cool because it's not just a cookbook. It is an informational ebook with recipes. In that cookbook, he has a whole chapter on healing or dealing with histamine intolerance. And that's like the itchy. Histamine is the itch. So if you are having histamine reactions, you can overcome them. And he also recommends going super slow with extremely small amounts of the foods that do cause that issue and working up over it. Like it can take weeks, months, years to work up to more, but it's about starting with small amounts, even half a cherry tomato, like small amounts, and only do it once a day or once every second day and train the body to get used to that. So I really highly recommend his book, the Fiber Fueled and the Fiber Fueled cookbook, so that you can learn more about histamine intolerance and how that can be dealt with. That's great advice about the fats. Thank you. We'll cut out the nuts. And again, it's not about cutting things out, eliminating things completely. It's about eating them appropriately. So you can still have nuts. You can still have seeds. You can still eat avocado. We're not about restriction here. We're about appropriate amounts of things, about appropriate amount of calories, appropriate amount of fats for your body. So it's not about elimination. It's about learning to cut the fats down, obviously, but increasing the abundance of everything else. So more fruit, more greens. How many bananas do you put in your morning smoothie? Anywhere between 4 and 6 is what I like in the smoothie, but it depends on what we put in there. If we're doing loads of other fruits, then there's less bananas and more of the other stuff. So berries, mangoes, pineapple, whatever we feel like, we add as well. But if we're doing for bulk, it's normally 4-ish. But if we're having more fruit, it might be 2, because there's like so much of the other stuff. Have you found that raw food helped with tendon injuries? Do you have an example of this? Oh, good question. So I would honestly recommend, if you want to work on tendons and ligaments, get the bundle, get the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. The link is in my bio or in my description. If you bought the bundle already, go to the Yin Yoga course by Angelica. Yoga Liberty. She has a Yin Yoga course in here that teaches Yin Yoga, and Yin Yoga focuses on strengthening the cartilage, tendons, and the fascia of the body. And we talked about this on a live that Angelica and I did. If you want a link to that live, send me a DM and I'll send you a link to it. But yeah, that would be a really great place to start, because it's not always diet. And I feel like people typically will be like, oh, we'll diet heal this, we'll diet heal that, if I go raw, I'll heal this. It's not about getting that healing. It's about supporting your body so that if your body wants to heal or is ready to heal, it will. And expecting guarantees and cure-alls from any diet whatsoever, or any modality or any exercise or whatever, is setting you up for possible disappointment, because it's not a guarantee. Nothing in life is really a guarantee except death, right? We're all going to die eventually. But if you want to have the best health, then give your body the best that you possibly can with the situation you have and stuff like that. But for tendon health, I would recommend physical therapy, Yin Yoga, and yes, obviously hydration. Hydration is so important. Good quality sleep and working those tendons and overcoming the injury. But I would talk to a physical therapist and see about what you might need to do if you've had an injury. It's very important to go to somebody who specializes in that. Thoughts on food yes, so we shared about the food allergies. I hope that helps. Have you always been such a good public speaker? Oh, thank you, vegan gal. That's so sweet of you to say. You know what? I'm a big introvert, and I feel like a lot of introverts are really good on social media. But I get super nervous when I'm speaking in public. So I get like my jaw shakes. I've gotten a lot better since I've been doing like lives on social media. I feel like I'm talking to friends, because you are my friends. I love you guys. And so I really want to teach and share and help brainstorm with you and offer suggestions and help you, because I never had help when I had a group, but I wasn't able to talk to people that I admired to get help when I had questions. I had to figure everything out on my own. So I want to be that person for people who have questions to answer you. That's why I'm like always on social media, because I want to help you guys as best I can. It's my life work. It's my passion. And yeah, I really appreciate all your support. And thank you for the kind words. I need to get a food processor. Food processors are really cool. They're actually really helpful. We have a Cuisinart, and it's a 14-cup Cuisinart, and it's really awesome. I do highly recommend food processors if you're able to get one. And you can get used appliances as well. Really interesting. I was talking to somebody who bought the bundle, and they needed a dehydrator. Now, dehydrators can be a couple $100s. This person, and this is a great inspiration for everyone who's looking for a dehydrator, she went on OfferUp, and OfferUp there was somebody who was selling their dehydrator on there for $19. It was a 5-tray. $19. She got a brand new, only used twice, dehydrator that was just collecting dust in their garage, and they sold it for $19. So you can look on Craigslist or Marketplace or used places or somewhere and get a refurbished one or a used one for cheap. So you can do that with any appliance like Vitamixes or food processors. I'm sure you can find someone's going to be selling something somewhere. The Bundle Festival brings me life. Oh, thank you so much. We love the Bundle Festivals, and the Raw Vegan Bundle only happens once a year. There's 5 days left of this Bundle Festival where we go live every single day. I'm live like 5 to 7 hours a day helping you guys, but I really love it. It's my passion. And it helps us to continue to do the work that we're doing. Continue to answer your questions for free whenever you ask on our social media, to provide videos and create recipes. So if you want to support us, getting the bundle is absolutely the best way to do so. Next best way to support us is to support yourself by choosing healthy foods and help to change the world by changing your choices, because we can change the world when we change ourselves. So it's so beautiful to see everybody here. My struggle is I have to cook for my family and trying to go raw for myself. Nan, I feel you. That is such a big challenge for so many people. Thank you for sharing that. And it is challenging. It's hard to make food for our families when we are trying to change ourselves. For some tips for that I personally had an ex-partner, and he was not raw, and he was not vegan, and he was not healthy. So I did make food for him. And the thing is, you need to eat before you make their stuff. So number one, I recommend to make your meal first. Also, second, make extra of your meal so you can share some with your family. Like if you're making a big salad, make a little extra salad so that you can add that to their plate, because we love our family and we want them to eat more fiber as well. So adding a little bit of our salad to their plate can really help connect the family, because we'd all be eating something similar together. Number three, start eating your salad when you're making their food, because then you're keeping your mouth busy, you're nourishing yourself, and you're getting a head start on your massive salad. So that's what I would recommend, is to make your stuff first, because if you have to make something separate anyways, start with your thing. Or if you have to bake something for them and it takes a little bit of time, throw it in the oven first while you make your salad. But do yours first so that you can start munching on it before you have to start making their food, because then you'll be full too, and you'll feel good about yourself for making such a great choice that you won't really necessarily want to have their stuff, right? It's going to smell good. Another thing, when you're making food for your family and it smells amazing, remember, 80% of the enjoyment of a meal is right here. When you smell something good, you're enjoying 80% of that meal. The 20% is the texture and the taste. Isn't that interesting? Have you ever tried to eat something, your favorite meal, when you've had like a cold or a flu where you can't smell, and you're like, this tastes like nothing? Because 80% of the enjoyment of a meal is in our smell. So when you're smelling your family's mac and cheese or whatever you're making, remember that you're already enjoying 80% of it from the smell alone. So enjoy the smell. If you really like the smell of whatever you're making, just enjoy it. There's no harm in that. And you can just eat your stuff and then enjoy the smell of their stuff. So hopefully that helps. And remember, you're doing it for you. Remember, you're doing it for you because you love yourself. You're beautiful and you're amazing and you deserve this. And you love your family, so you're making food for your family, but you also love yourself. So neither food creation is a chore. You're not doing it, you're like, I have to make food for my family. No, you get to make food for your family. Or I have to make food for myself. You get to make food for yourself, and it's a beautiful thing. So hopefully that helps to shift a little bit. We've got Isa Christabel. Do you reckon that celiac disease is associated with trauma too? It can happen during pregnancy if a child is celiac from childhood. You know, honestly, I don't know enough about that to link it with trauma. I mean, it could quite possibly have some kind of link to that, but I wouldn't say anyone is like bad or whatever if they have had trauma and it caused that. So I would work with your practitioner, and I don't think that celiac is necessarily something that you can cure. Celiac, if you have it diagnosed, I mean, I live a gluten-free life by default. I don't specifically choose it because raw food is naturally gluten-free anyways. So I don't have to worry about, oh, is there gluten in this or gluten in that? Because there's no gluten in fresh raw fruits and vegetables. It's only in the grain families. So I don't worry about gluten anyways. I have had sensitivities to gluten. I was never tested to see if I had celiac, but it's a smaller percentage of the population that has actual like full-blown celiac, but a lot of people are sensitive to gluten. So, but on a raw diet, we don't worry about that anyways. So it's more about living your life to the fullest with what feels good for your body. And if wheat doesn't agree with you, then don't eat it. That's like the best way to do it. I'm not even a vegan and I love this channel. Oh, Ami, Lynn, thank you so much. The food looks so yummy. Yeah, and you know what? We're all about including more fresh fruits and vegetables into our diets, whether we're vegan, whether we're raw vegan or not. It doesn't matter, because we're here to embrace the beauty of whole plant foods. And whole plant foods are amazing. They're colorful, they're hydrating, they're full of fiber, which feeds the good microbiome. So adding more to your diet is the best thing that you can do and slowly improve. The reason I'm vegan is because I choose vegan for ethical reasons. So that's why I choose vegan, but I choose raw because I love raw food. Raw food's amazing. And like you said, that's colorful and beautiful. So welcome here. You're welcome here. Everybody is welcome here because we're all about adding more raw to our diets. Still new to raw? Are canned tomatoes a no-no when in a pinch? So the thing is with canned tomatoes, they are heated to high heats for preservation purposes and to cook them. They're also high in salt because canned tomatoes are preserved in salt. So I personally wouldn't. I would just blend up fresh tomatoes or blend up some sun-dried tomatoes in water. It's going to be a lot better personally. But if you're in a pinch, don't be mad at yourself, but learn from the pinch, right? That's the whole point, is not to be able to default to these things, but to learn how to improve and be different and not to rely on the default. Of course, in situations, we're going to make choices depending on the situation. But in order to prevent those situations, we need to plan and we need to be prepared. So that's why I would recommend learning about what you can do instead and have something different on hand so that you would be able to. And if you're disorganized, planning is key. Eating enough is key. And when you're on a raw diet, you have to eat enough multiple times a day. It's really hard to get enough calories in a smaller window. You have to eat food. If you are going to be eating more raw food, you have to eat volume and you have to eat more often. It doesn't fit with the trends. Raw food is very, very, very different because it's low calorie and very high fiber and very high water content. So it's going to fill your stomach up and cause your stomach to send stretch receptors to your brain. So when your stomach stretches beyond a certain point, it sends a signal to your brain that says we're full. So even though you might only have like 500 calories in your stomach, you feel full because the fiber and the water took up all the space. But it's low calorie, right? But you still feel full on lower calorie, which might not make sense, but it's because the water and the fiber take up the most space in your stomach. So after time, your stomach, you digest the food and then you're hungry again quicker than if you're eating cooked food. So you need to eat more often in order to get adequate calories, because people who are limiting their amount of food that they're eating, if they're skipping meals, if they're not eating enough, they're calorie restricting, they're timing their windows, that kind of thing, it doesn't work on a raw diet because we need to eat more often and we need to eat more calories in order to get adequate calories in. And I'm not talking about overeating and I'm not talking about undereating. I'm talking about appropriate amounts, which averages around 2,000 calories a day for most moderately active people. So looking for around 2,000 calories, it's very, 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 very difficult to get 2,000 calories in if you are under eating throughout the day. We have to eat more often throughout the day to have a more sustained energy. And then planning. Planning is key if you're disorganized. try to start practicing planning. And it's going to be challenging at first because it's out of a comfort zone. And planning is going to really, really help. It helps with everything. I would love the yoga link. Yes, if you want the link to the yoga video that I did with Angelica, please send me a direct message. I don't have the link right now that I can send you, but if you send me a DM, a private message, then I can send you the link to that video. Let's see, what else we've gotten here. Thank you guys, there's so much. I got a headache from inflammation. How do I get rid of it? I get many migraines. Okay, so again, it's really hard. I'm not a medical doctor. I can't diagnose you. I don't know anything about your past or what your diet is like or what you're doing every day, your sleep patterns, your exercise. I need a lot more information. So if anybody needs any more information or they want to brainstorm further, please send me a DM because we can talk about it in DM in private. That would be really great. Because again, I don't know your past diet or what you're eating now or struggles you have or what that could be. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I can't diagnose or explain why you have them, but I can brainstorm with you and I can offer suggestions. But typically, headaches and migraines are from diet, past diet, current diet, lack of sleep. It could be lack of movement. It could be stress. It can be under eating is a big one as well. So if you're not eating enough, especially on raw food, you could suffer from those as well. So those are just some thoughts out there. Have you had a look at the chakra book in the bundle? I haven't yet. I do know that it's like a 7-day thing. So every day there's like mudras, there's a smoothie or something for each day. That's a really cool little book that is in there as well. Oh, we love you too. Oh, I love you guys. Passionate Rose Raw Journey says, I got a used dehydrator that was used twice. I can't wait to play with it and make something from the Hand Salads ebook. Yes, if you want to get the Hand Salads ebook, it's currently only available in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. You can get it, link is up here or in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. So grab the bundle and download my Hand Salads ebook and make some raw wraps. They're so much fun. Thank you guys. Oh, Bear with Girl. Hello, Jungsu. I love you. If you're still in here, I know I'm a little back further here. Great tips. Thank you guys. You seem to work 24/7, especially in bundle weeks. Have you ever worried about being burned out? I hope you don't consider this a rude question. Just curious. That's okay. It's all good. We're all here to share. And yeah, I work a lot. Especially during bundle week and especially the months leading up to the bundle because I'm one of the co-producers of the bundle, myself and Chris Kendall. We work on building the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle and we work months on it to build it for you guys for this 1 week or 10 days or 11 days or however long we have. We work all year for these 11 days and we want you to have the most amazing content. And again, yes, it's $50, but it's a great way to support us. It's a great way to support yourself. And if you want to get the bundle, please do because it helps us to continue doing what we're doing. But I do work a lot. And the thing is, I value my sleep. Except during bundle week. I stay up really late because I try to get everything done. You guys have no idea what goes on behind the scenes when I'm not live. We're like focused and organized. We've got to edit videos. We have to answer questions. I'm sharing stories. I'm doing all the tech support with Chris in the background. There's so much that goes on with doing a bundle. So it is a lot of work, but we love it. We thrive. It's our passion. We would be doing it on our days off anyways. But that said, sleep is very important to me. And Nate and I usually go to bed around 9-ish, give or take. And except during the bundle, we've been kind of going to bed really late, but, and I can feel it. I can definitely feel it. But I do it because I love you guys and I know that it's only for these 11 days and I'll be getting back to my routine and we'll be getting back to our walks in the morning. We're actually going for our Self-Care Sunday. Self-Care Sunday is a very special day for us. We're actually hiking up a mountain tomorrow, so I do need to go to bed early tonight and get some good sleep so that we can hike up. It's like 3,000 feet. So it's going to be an intense one, but we're doing that tomorrow for Sunday. Every single Sunday, we do something called Self-Care Sunday, and I challenge you guys, encourage you guys to do a Self-Care Sunday as well, or any day of the week. Any day of the week that is your day that you can spend with yourself. And what we do is we choose a brand new hike every single week, because there's like hundreds of hikes out here, so there's definitely plenty to go around. So we choose a new hike, we go for the hike. We meditate on top of the mountain. That's something very sacred for us. We like to meditate on the mountain or wherever we go. We like to do that on Sundays. And then I do a skincare routine. When we get back, I like to do a skincare mask, a steam. I have like a micro needler, and I just do a lot of skincare stuff on Sunday. I love my skincare. I am so into skincare. It's so awesome. But I do it because I love just like, I just love the whole routine of it all, and just really the feeling of it. So I do a skincare routine. We watch a movie or a show that we really like, and then we go in the hot tub, and it's just a really fun day. So that is our break day. And we do, again, then we get back to work on Monday, but we do work a lot, and we do it all for you guys. Organic versus conventional, also avoiding hybrids. People say, like Dr. Sebi, to avoid them. Great question. So hybrid, I personally don't worry at all about that kind of stuff, because we have enough to worry about in this world, and being scared to have seedless grapes instead of actually eating the grapes can be detrimental, because we become restrictive and we become scared of eating something that might not have a seed in it. And just for reference, a lot of seedless things are naturally seedless, but they have been grafted, or like a clipping is made into a new plant. So in nature, this happens. Plants, animals are sterile just by nature. And so when there was a plant, I remember this from oranges, seedless oranges, they came from one plant that was naturally seedless. So they took clippings of it and they just replanted those, and they grew those into other orange plants. And then they just, from one orange plant came hundreds of orange plants, because we took it upon ourselves to clip them, and so that we always have seedless oranges for one specific orange. That's the story I heard from that one. But hybrid is very different from GMO. GMO is actually genetically modifying the genetics. Hybrid is actually just pollinating two different plants that are compatible, and to make a new fruit, which happens in nature. That's kind of part of evolution, right? Like some species intermix, and there's a new species that happens, and it does happen in nature. Humans just help it along. Like if you have like the apple pear, that fruit is a hybrid, and it's just by mixing apple trees with pear trees and making that. So again, these are my thoughts, and I know some people might not agree, and that's okay. We are all here to share our perspectives and respect each other for what other people believe. But I personally don't worry about that, because I have enough to worry about, and I'd rather enjoy an abundance and variety of foods and grow my microbiome and live a very, 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 very healthy life, instead of worrying about all the little tiny things. And when it comes to organic or conventional, I am totally all for either. Whatever works for you, do it. But don't do it out of fear. Do it because it's affordable, it works for you, it looks good. Like Nate and I call ourselves accidental organics, because we buy organic, but we don't stress out about having all organic or force all organic, because we can't get the variety that we want in all organic. So we eat conventional and we don't worry about it. We eat so good that we don't worry about any little extra thing there. So again, these are just my thoughts, and I don't worry about it, because I choose food freedom over food restriction, and I don't want to be living in a raw is law or hybrid no or whatever. Like I don't want to live in that state, and I feel so much better feeling free, that if I'm going to a grocery store and I'm starving on a road trip and I need something and they only have seedless grapes, I'm going to get the seedless grapes and I'm going to eat them and I'm going to love them. So that's what I think on that. Do you think this diet would help someone with osteoarthritis? I do believe that this diet is very helpful for all kinds of issues. But that said, I am not into the whole absolute guarantee statements where I am not here to say a raw diet will cure you. I don't want to ever say that. It can, in some cases, help people to cure themselves. So I don't believe in absolutes or guaranteed statements, but I believe in supporting the body through any health condition that you might have. So it's definitely better to choose more raw food than it is to continue doing what is causing the problem in the first place. So I would definitely suggest adding more raw food to your diet. Is it bad to keep eating multiple times a day? The yogic science, we should not open our system so many times. I am really into the gut microbiome science, and variety is really important. And with raw food, you have to eat multiple times a day. Otherwise, you're not going to be eating enough and you're going to run into deficiencies. You're going to be hungry all the time. It's going to be really challenging. I recommend eating early in the morning and then ending at like 5 or 6, and then having the evening without eating anything because you've eaten all your calories for the day. So you could do your yoga at night then. But I don't believe in any of those theories like that, because raw food is very different than cooked food. If you're eating cooked food multiple times a day, you're probably going to overeat and it's probably going to be hard to digest. But again, raw food doesn't fall into the classic thoughts and theories of diet culture or restriction or anything like that, because raw food is so easy to digest. It's really healthy for us. It's super hydrating, and it's more natural, the whole food, but you do need to eat more of it. So you can't really force small windows, but thank you guys for sharing. Oh, Lissa and Nate Rock, thank you. Night Tristan, thank you so much. Love your hair, thanks. This is day 6 of not showering because I haven't even had time to shower, you guys. I've just been waking up. So I put my hair up on top of my head and I've just been curling the sides. So thank you. I'm glad you love it. I've only scratched the surface of the bundle and it's amazing. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Again, if you guys haven't gotten the bundle, the link is in my bio or in my description on YouTube. And the bundle is only here for another 5 days. You're getting over $1,800 worth of brand new raw vegan content. There's 40 submissions in there, including my wraps book for $50. So go grab that if you want to get the bundle, because it only happens once a year. Okay, struggles. It's embarrassing. It's okay. It's all good. We're here to love you. It doesn't matter. We're not going to judge you here. I've tried raw so many times, but it always resonates with me. I will feel better, then believe I can eat anything and feel okay. Fall off, all symptoms come back. Okay, I did this. This is what I call the trap. So we feel good on raw, so we assume we can just eat whatever, and we forget that our bodies do best on raw. So we have to always remember why we're doing raw in the first place and why we choose to eat differently, and going back to our root reasons why when we're having, say, a craving, or we think that it's going to be fine or whatever, and just really learn to release the need to be perfect and to accept ourselves wherever we're at in our journey. And if you do happen to choose something that's not on your plan, then just sit with yourself and forgive yourself, because we're not here to feel guilty or regret or call a decision bad. We're here to learn from our choices. So instead of making a bad choice or a good choice, you're just making a choice. That's really all you're doing. You're just making a choice. And then from that choice, you feel certain things. When you choose the Beyond Meat burger or whatever it is you choose, you're going to feel certain things from that. It's not good or bad. It just is. That's how you feel when you eat that. When you choose a salad or a smoothie or whatever, you feel a certain way when you choose that, and that's the result of that choice. So instead of labeling things as good or bad, learn from them, all of your choices, all of the reactions that you have all the time, and then choose the things that make you feel good, That's really where it's about. So accepting yourself where you're at and knowing that you are valued and loved, and no matter what you choose, It's just a learning opportunity. You learn from this choice and you learn from this choice. And then you just continue learning from those choices. And then you make different choices based on what you learned from those choices. So it's about learning. It's about expanding and evolving. Can you share skincare products or makeup you use? Yes. So if anybody wants a link to Osea, send me a DM. I use Osea Skincare and Algenist. So I really love the Osea line because they're completely vegan. So is Algenist. Algenist is a vegan collagen brand, which you can get at Sephora. But if you want Osea, send me a DM and I'll send you a link to the Sephora website. I love all their products. Seriously, everything that I've tried from them has been amazing. I really like their hyaluronic acid serum. I like their overnight serum, the Cbiotic day cream. I use a lot of their products, so I could just name off everything off their website. But if you want a link to the website, send me a DM and I'll send you a link. But the other one that I like is Algenist. And they are, like I said, a vegan collagen. So it's from the sea. And Algenist, everything in their line is vegan. I really like their products. The Genius Cream is one of my absolute favorite day creams. For makeup, I use a tinted moisturizer, and I never used to like tinted moisturizers because it doesn't really cover anything. It's more like it has sunscreen in it. It's a natural sunscreen, by the way, and I mix it with my day cream. So I put a little squirt of my tinted moisturizer. It comes from Suntegrity. If you want a link to the spa that I buy it from, I can send that to you as well. Send me a DM. So Suntegrity has a CC cream, and I mix it with my day cream. So it's very, very light. And I really like any makeup that's vegan. I'm game. So as long as it's vegan and cruelty free, I'll buy it. I'll try it. I love it. Have you ever got microneedling professionally done? Yes, I have. I have long time ago, before I was raw. When I was in Edmonton, I had microneedling done at a medical spa. So I have had it done once, and I enjoyed the results. Your skin does it has to heal after or whatever. But my skin was just like so nice after doing that. So I invested in a couple years ago. I invested in a handheld one from Sephora. It's called it's called Beauty Bio, I think. And they have one from Sephora, and that's what I use. I do it like maybe 3 or 4 times a month. I'll do a microneedling session. Sometimes I do it more often if I remember, but I really enjoy doing that too. Good night, Luna. Let's see what else we got in here. Nature has been hybridizing forever. Melons naturally hybridized very easily. Yes, and hybridizing, I'm not scared of that at all. It's like I avoid the GMO if I can, but let's see. What scares me is people who splice salmon genes into tomatoes. That's GMO. That's genetically modifying stuff. So it has nothing to do with hybrid. Hybrid naturally happens. It's just the crossbreeding of 2 species. But splicing DNA into tomatoes, definitely not in for that. I start listening to people who confuse me. There are no studies on raw, and they will spout science-y stuff. Women need meat, menopause, all blah, blah, blah. Okay, any tips? There are studies on raw, and actually Dr. Rick and Karen Dina have a Science of Nutrition. You can go to rawfoodeducation.com and probably find a lot of information over there. Nate and I are part of their 1-year school, so we enrolled in their school like students, and we've been learning from Dr. Rick and Karen Dina, and they are the science of raw food nutrition. If you want to know science, join up with Dr. Rick and Karen Dina. They are part of the bundle, so if you got the bundle, their contribution is called The Dressing Difference. It's a recipe book that teaches the difference between adding a dressing and not. So there's lots of sciencey, like all the nutrients and everything. They're very thorough. I trust them, and they pull up the science. They have the science on that. So that's a great resource, definitely. rawfoodeducation.com, Dr. Rick and Karen Dina. And when people debate you, this is something that I talk about quite often. There's different types of people. When you talk about your diet changes, typically we have 3 negative kinds of people. You get the joker, who makes fun and pokes jokes and says like the most not funny jokes, right? Because they are using that as comic relief because they are faced with your changes. And it's also a mirror to them that they might need to change and they don't want to change. So they joke. They joke to diffuse the tension. Then there's the bully, and we all know why bullies bully, because They are insecure in themselves, so they have to bully in order to feel big and in control. So if someone's bullying you after you tell them that you're changing your diet, then know that it's not you, it's them, and they're insecure. So is the joker. The joker is insecure, and that's why they joke. Then you get the debater. And the debater, again, they are doing it because they are insecure with your choice. It has nothing to do with the science. And they're going to come up with anything and everything to contradict you. The thing is, if you believe in raw and you eat enough and you eat variety and you eat whole food, you don't need to listen to their debates. If you trust it and you love it and you do your own research, then it's your choice, right? Everyone's going to have, there's different sides to all stories. You can pull science from anywhere and prove anything really these days. So be discerning. And remember to look into the science, and if you believe it feels good in your body to eat raw, don't listen to people who say that you need something else. And for veganism, veganism is not a diet. Veganism is not a diet. Veganism is an ethical stand against animal exploitation. So if somebody says that you need meat, it's like saying that your beliefs don't matter. And it's like, I personally choose veganism because I do not want to contribute to the harm of another sentient being. That's why I choose veganism. So when somebody comes at me with like, you need meat or whatever, I'm like, I choose not to consume animals, not because of my health. I choose it because I do not want to contribute to animal suffering. And it's like kind of an insult when they tell me I need meat, because it's like they're insulting my ethical stand against animal suffering. So again, veganism isn't a diet. Diet is a big part of veganism, but veganism itself is not a diet. So I like to bring that up sometimes to people. But again, remember that these three types of people are doing so. They're debating you, they're bullying you, or they're making jokes because they are insecure. So the best way to diffuse that is with love and validation. You do not, let me repeat this, you do not need to agree with somebody in order to listen to them. And this goes for everything. You do not need to agree with somebody to listen to them. Listen to their point and say, thank you for sharing. I appreciate your perspective. I understand you care about me and I love you. Thank you. And end it. You don't have to debate it because in your heart you believe otherwise. So you don't need to debate with them. Give them love because that's really what they're seeking deep down. They're looking for validation and they're looking for the diffusion of the tension, because when they're shown a different way and they aren't ready for it, they're going to debate, bully, or joke. Because they're not ready. And if you're ready and you're doing it, that's cool. Just listen to them, send them love, validate what they're saying. It's the easiest thing to do, but it takes practice because it's hard not to want to defend yourself and defend your choices. But we do not need to agree with somebody. We can just say, thank you for sharing your perspective. I appreciate you. That's so wonderful that you shared that with me. And then leave it, change the subject. Tell them they look good in the hat that they're wearing, or ask them about what they're doing on the weekend. Shift it onto them and just let the conversation go a different way. So those are my thoughts on that one. Can you save this live? Yes, it'll be on my YouTube. Fruity Raw Miracles making the sweet potato wraps right now. That recipe is in my brand new hand salads ebook. It's in the bundle that you can get, link in my bio or in the description if you're watching on YouTube. I'm excited. Just purchase the bundle. Debbie, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy all the goodies in there. You just got over $1,800 worth of brand new raw vegan content for $50. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to make the wraps and all the other wonderful recipes. There's over 400 recipes in this bundle, and you only pay $50 for everything. So you can leave the live. Go leave the live. Click the link on my bio or in the description. Go buy the bundle and then come back. Just get it because it's only here for 5 more days. And a lot of people procrastinate and they'll say, I'll buy it tomorrow, I'll buy it tomorrow, I'll buy it tomorrow. The time goes by so fast and then all of a sudden the bundle's gone and you cannot get it again after this. So make sure that you get this. If you want this collection, you have to buy it now. Let's see, what else have we got in here? Night Tristan said, excessive meat consumption is a fairly modern habit. This is true. Meat was a luxury item. There's a reason gout, known as the rich man's disease. Yeah, exactly, right? I know. And it has become such a part of normal life that we don't think twice. Let's see. Hi, can you do a quick rundown on all the stuff in the bundle? I could. Let's do that really quick for you because you asked. So let me flip the camera. All right, so the camera is flipped and we are going to go to the website really quick. I'll try to go through it really quick with you guys. So anyways, here is the website. When you click on the link in my bio, you get to go to the website and you can watch this video that I spent 7 hours making. So you have 5 days and 6 hours left to buy now. So you go down here, you can scroll down the website and see for yourself everything you're getting. You're getting the group collaboration appetizer ebook. This is exclusive to the bundle. You can only get it in the bundle. Chris Kendall's Sweet and Savory Stews, my hand salads ebook, Nate's kitchen course. We've got Matt Bennett's 5-Star Salad Revolution. We've got Rick and Karen Dina's The Dressing Difference. We've got Raw Chef Yin, Asian Sweets and Treats, the book I wrote with Chef AJ, Make It Raw Too. All of this is brand new, you guys. All of it is absolutely brand new. My mom, Lori, has her ebook in here. Sachi has this ebook. It's about her journey through 30 years with an eating disorder. This is a beautiful book. It's part of the bundle. Next Level Pasta by Lena. This is a yin yoga course, which you can only get in the bundle. She's not going to be selling it after. We've got Raw Sweet Feast. We have a 7-day chakra expansion. Arnold's Way has inspirational exhilaration. There's some recipes and some inspiration in there. Smoothies and Spice and Everything Nice. Vegan from Birth, raising vegan kids and alternatives to formula, or if you can't breastfeed, what you can feed your baby. Vegan. Introduction to DBT. So these are skills that help you begin or stay on your rods. This is like a mental course, mental health course. We've got Ellen, Following Nature Home. This is her journey on a raw diet. We've got an exclusive interview with Dr. Doug Graham and Ted Carr. I think it's like 3 hours long, made for the bundle. So you get that when you buy the bundle. Roya has her love recipes in here, and Sky has her classics. We've got Healthy Gourmet Raw from Edith and Manifest Your Dream Life. This is a 34 lesson on how to use the law of attraction to your advantage. We've got Food Freedom course. Look at this. This course is worth $247, but you get it when you buy the bundle for only $50. And this is invaluable. This is an incredible course. Like Miriam really knocked it out of the park with this one. This one dives deep. If you want to dive deep with your relationship with food, get the bundle and download this course. Then we've got Unlimited Energy by Wendy. We've got Autopilot Your Raw Vegan Success. It's a video course with Rennie and Jesse. Newborn Manual for those new moms out there. Introduction to Sacred Sound from Kavita. We got Ted Carr showing off his workouts on video. So like you can do the workouts, how to build muscle as a raw vegan. 7-day raw reset from Emma. We've got 2-in-1 workout guides from Madison. Ronnie has submitted his Worldwide Fruit Festival Guide 2023. So if you're interested in hooking up with other vegans and making new friends, go to a festival. And this is the guide for all the festivals. Then we've got the protein myth for those of you who are questioning about the protein. Taylor's got you covered here. 6-day Ashtanga Yoga, the Raw Energy Reset. And then we have the Raw Coconut Girl has her Raw Vegan and Hawaiian ebook. Karen Ramsey has her How She Cleared Cystic Acne. Daniel McKinnon has his Raw Nation. This is the one with the breads. So if you're looking for some raw breads and buns and noodles, get the bundle so that you can get this book. And then Ted has his, it's more of a mindset course than it is all about making money. But you get everything on this website and everything is brand new. Just click the Buy Now button. When you click Buy Now, you pay $50 and then you get an email that looks like, or there's a link that takes you to this page where you can download all the content. And this is everything that you get for $50. So yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. Let me just put you back on this here. So thank you for sticking with me through that. The bundle is just the best. Thank you. Watermelon Lime is asking, have you ever thought about doing an ebook about how to do ebooks? I used to work with Ted Carr actually. So I used to teach something like that. I have thought about it. Things change a lot, so the stuff that I used to say back then might be a little different now. So, but I mean, I have thought about it. Definitely thought about it. Can you save this live so I can watch the whole thing? Indeed, this will be saved. All my lives are always saved in the video section of my Instagram, so you can always click on the video. It's like the little video reel icon, and you can see all the lives that are in there. And then I'll also be posting this on YouTube as well, so you can go check it out. Rick and Karen sound awesome. They're amazing. I've learned so much stuff from them. They're the science of raw food. They really are. If you want to know the science, definitely go check out Dr. Rick and Karen Dina, rawfoodeducation.com. And they also have their ebook in the bundle. It's called The Dressing Difference. How much time per day do you spend prepping food, and what do you enjoy about food prep? I would like to enjoy it more, so I'm inspired to do it more. Yes, the more you do it, the better you get at it. If you do them during the hard times, they get easier. So you have to do the food prep to get better at the food prep. I personally love the connection with my food. We put music on, we have some fun, we can listen to books on tape maybe, or we listen to our school that we're part of. So there's things that you can do while you're food prepping, but food prep in general, for the entire day, if we're doing a smoothie and 2 salads, it takes maybe less than an hour altogether. That's talking like prep for the smoothie, like blending the smoothie, chopping the salad, blending the dressing, chopping the dinner salad, and blending the dressing. If there's dehydration involved, that's, like the prep work is not hard. It's planning that's the hard part. Planning and actually implementing it into your life, that's the challenging part. So yeah, finding ways for you to enjoy it. Finding ways to get excited about it by planning and being excited to try a new recipe, or being excited because you have time to do it. You've set aside a special amount of time for you to do that, whether that's at night before bed or in the morning before work or whatever it has to be for you. Find time to do it so that you can enjoy it. Oh, and we've got Ross Lyon is going to buy it now. They're going to buy the bundle. If you want to buy the bundle, you can leave the live, click on the link in my bio, go buy the bundle so that you can enjoy more. Van is saying, you are such an amazing human being. Thank you so much for this. You're so welcome. Diana Banana says she loves the new bundle. Every bundle is brand new. For the raw vegan bundle, this year is no different. We've got all brand new content. My hand salads, raw wraps ebook is in there. You're getting over $1,800 worth of content for only $50. So if you want to support us, if you want to support yourself by adding more raw food to your diet, click the link up there and go grab the bundle. Do you know what a great communicator you are? So engaging, well-spoken. Thank you for sharing your personal life with us. You're so appreciated. You're so appreciated. Thank you, Anarina. Thank you. You are wonderful, and I appreciate you being in the lives and learning from us. That's the thing. This is why we do this, because we want you to learn and take notes and implement the things that you learn into your life, because that is where the change happens. The change happens when you implement the things, when you do the things, when you create those new habits. That's when your life changes. You can know all the stuff, but if you implement it, that's where the magic happens. The rap book is amazing. I appreciate your work. You've inspired me and helped me so much. Hannah, thank you. Oh, the way I eat is modeled after you. I love big salads. Big salads are life, and you can enjoy big salads now in your hand with the wraps. If you get the bundle, you get my hand salads ebook. Again, link up here. Go leave the live. We're going to be ending soon because it's 5 o'clock and I've got a boatload of work to do. So I appreciate everybody who hung out with me in this live, sharing your struggles. Again, if I missed your comment, or if you have a struggle you want to share with me, please do so. Send me a DM. I'm here to help you, and I love you all so much. Seriously, you're amazing. Hannah's saying you're one of the best leaders in this movement. Oh, that fills my heart with love. I'm so just glad that I can help you. Whether I'm leader or not, it doesn't matter. I just really, really want to help you to add more raw foods to your life. Do not need to be a raw vegan to enjoy raw foods. If you want to be all raw, that's cool too. It's all your prerogative. It's your life. You get to choose. You get to choose what you do every day. You get to choose your habits. And if you don't like your habits right now, you can choose other ones. You're powerful, you're amazing, you're loved, and I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support, and go grab the bundle. Link up there or in the description box. I love you guys. Mwah. I'm going to head off and I'm going to start all the prep for tomorrow. We've got a big day tomorrow. We are hiking up a mountain. So we're going to be live tomorrow only once at noon Pacific time, maybe a little later. We don't know yet. So if it's noon and we're not on yet, give us a little bit of time because we're climbing a mountain. So we will see you tomorrow at noon Pacific or a little after. But we love you. Again, as always, thank you so much for joining, and fruit on.